Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella. Discover the dark side of love in this goth and lovely romance with Spinsterella. Get Spinsterella in paperback and e-readers at your favorite online bookseller today.
Before I go into this review of Our Lady of Crows, I wanted to give everybody an update on my comic scripts that I've been working on. Now, over the summer, I worked on an Isis the Beauty Myth script, which is an adaptation of the 2013 Isis series book, Isis the Beauty Myth, and that script is in the first draft, and I'm in the middle of editing it. And I'm also taking another look at the script for Isis All That Glitters, a comic script that I wanted to do as a crowdfunding project back in 2018, and I'm pondering if I want to do these scripts as the next SJS Direct comic. So that's something I'm working on, and I'm also pondering whether I want to do another John Haynes comic script or I want to do an Isis the Ultimate Fight comic script. Now, I've already done an Esteem comic with No Good Deed, and I've done a John Haynes comic with it, Death's Door, but what I really want to do is a comic featuring the Goddess Next Door, and I really want to get one of those scripts out there into comic form. Now, both of the scripts, All That Glitters and The Beauty Myth, both read like mangas, so I'm really eager to get these out, but I just need everybody's support to be able to do that. So if you guys could hit the Cash App or the PayPal, it would be greatly appreciated and help me get these comics to the marketplace. Now, as I'm out here writing my own scripts, I also support a lot of great indie comics, and one of the great indie comics I picked up a couple of years ago was Corey Hardiman's Sister Mercy. Now, Corey Hardiman's Sister Mercy was a great apocalyptic comic, and it really was extremely well done for the first story arc, which came to a conclusion this year. And I'd have to say that Sister Mercy's first story arc was some of the best comics I've read in a long time. And Corey's craft has really evolved as he's done Sister Mercy over the first 8 issues, and as he did the tie-in Hope and Sin, he really started to really develop his craft as a writer, but we see him evolve as a writer and take his craft to the next level with Our Lady of Crows. Now, Our Lady of Crows is a comic featuring a goth heroine, which is something I love to see as a darkly inclined guy, and I really loved this comic, and I'd have to say it's one of the best comics of 2023, a great mix of horror and action, and exceptionally well done. It really reminded me of the 1995 movie featuring the late Brandon Lee called The Crow, and this comic really reminds me of The Crow without all of the spooky makeup and all of the darkness of that movie. Now, with the whole cool thing about Our Lady of Crows is that it has its own distinct feel and personality, and it has its own great mood. And with Dana, we get a character who really comes alive in this very dark story, and everything with this character makes me want to read more of her, and I can't wait to see the next issue. Now, this first issue of Our Lady of Crows, which was brilliantly written by Corey Hardiman and has great art from Flavio Rodriguez, which really gives us a nice surreal and cerebral style. It just comes together with Beto Mendes' great colors. I mean, everything just really flows nicely here as related to this dark heroine. And in this first issue, we get the origin of Our Lady of Crows, where she talks about this dream where she was drowning, and it's a very surreal dream. I love this opening sequence as related to its surrealism, in that we see her descending, and then we see her as she continues to descend to land on these black feathers, and then starts flying on this crow. Again, a great sequence that overly introduces us to this dark heroine and really introduces us to who she is and in these first 3 pages, and it really just brings us in, just draws us in very nicely as related to dream, and then we get the segue into reality. I just love the transitions here. I mean, look at this sequence. I mean, we go from water to surreal space to landing. Again, it feels like a dream, and I love this page right here. Just again, exceptionally well done, how we transition from dream to reality as she tells her story, and we get again just great work as related to the placement of the characters and the storytelling here. And again, everything just flows very nicely. So I like how we go and we get her talking to the guy she's working with at the station. Again, great introduction to the characters, not even using much words. We just get, that's what's great comic storytelling is, where the pictures tell the story, and we get to know these two characters over the course of just 4 or 5 pages. Exceptionally well done storytelling here. I mean, no space wasted. This is how I see Corey's craft really evolving. And we get this where they're talking, and he's talking about all these, the supernatural and the surreal, about how his mother had these abilities, and it really contrasts Dana. I mean, we get the old woman and the young woman. Again, great contrast here. Just well done sequencing as related to these pages. I mean, this is storytelling right here in one sequence. And again, we get a great transition as related to this sequence into some foreshadowing. And I love this whole page here because it shows how Dana is being heard by people, but also foreshadows action that's gonna go on later. Just again, brilliant page right here. I mean, this is storytelling. I mean, this shows how he is really coming to a next level as related to just knowing how to pace a story, knowing how to get the sequences with the foreshadowing. I mean, this is like stuff that you see in movies and stuff I put in many of my novels, like Spellbound and many of my other books. And he's got it in the comic. And again, just on the 8th page, and again, 1/3 of the way into the book, and we're just drawn in to the storytelling. And as Dana's shift is about to wrap up, we're going to see how all of these events of this page basically impact the entire book. Now, as this book goes on and Dana hits the streets, I don't want to give away too much as related to this because I don't want to spoil this book because it's just so exceptionally well done. I want you to experience Our Lady of Crows and really see how Corey's writing skills have just gone to another level, because the way this book is written and the way it is paced just really shows me just great craftsmanship as related to storytelling. And I really can't wait to see the next story with Dana, because everything here, the way it ends, really has me anticipating the next issue and seeing how Our Lady of Crows metes out justice on the evil people out here. And it really, again, sets up this whole book basically sets up this character and sets up one of the best heroines I've read in a long time. Now, I've been writing heroines for a good 22 years or not now, because I created Isis way back in 99 and Esteem back in 1994. And I've been working on characters like Matilda Crowley. And again, this is how you write a heroine. She's not just a character who's strong as related to power. She has strength of character, and that's what another thing I liked about this heroine. She's got that strength of character because, again, men are physically strong, but women are strong as related to character, and I really like seeing those aspects with this character. And this is a comic I definitely say that, again, is one of the best comics of 2023, if not the best comic of 2023 so far that I've read. And it's one that I definitely want more people to pick up, and one that I want more people to go out here and just go out here and pick up and take a look at. And the only thing that I really have an issue with is that Corey only does these comics through Kickstarter. He needs to have his own website or something like I have when I put the comics on Lulu, so everybody can go and get them whenever they want, because this is a comic that I believe needs to get more readers and needs to be seen by more people. And I want to do everything in my power for this book to be able to get the audience that it deserves, because this book basically deserves to get a larger audience. It deserves to get a audience on the level of many of the Marvel and DC books out there that many comic YouTubers complain about. I mean, this book is one of those books that I believe needs to be in the hands of more readers, and that's why I do these comic review videos, because I want to share great comics like this. I don't want to complain about bad books at Marvel and DC, and I want to talk about great books out here. And this is one of the best books I've read in a long time, and I really want to go out here and share comics like this with you, because it's comics like this that made me a lifelong comic fan since I was 4 years old. And I just, again, love this book so much. I want to see the next issue. I'm eager to get the next issue. And if the Kickstarter is launched, I'm definitely picking up issue number 2, because this book basically shows me that Corey is really evolving as a writer, taking his craft to the next level. The storytelling on this one is, again, it's just masterful and exceptionally well done. I mean, comics are a visual medium, and he really shows a great skill with this comic as related to sequencing, as related to transitions, as related to visuals. Again, this is a great comic, and I really want to go out here and get more great comics like this in the hands of readers. Now, if you want to try out my first full comic, John Haynes at Death's Door, you can find that comic on Lulu.com right now, and pick up a paperback copy of John Haynes at Death's Door on Lulu.com. Now, I'm pondering trying to get it to Amazon, but we'll see what happens with that. I got to lay out the PDFs and stuff, so that may be something in the future. But if you're on Amazon, you can pick up my second comic, Esteem No Good Deed, and you can get that comic on Kindle for 99 cents. And you can pick up many of my action-packed fantasy fiction books on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the Esteem series, the John Haynes series, the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, which feature a black goth. And you can also find my black sorority novel, The Thetas, my business novel, Recipe for Success, or my vampire novel, Eternal Night. You can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you'd like to see me be able to make the next SJS Direct comic, or be able to pay up for other great comics from other great indie comic creators like Corey at Attic Door Comics and other indie comics, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers. ISIS, Bride of Dracula. The Goddess Next Door and John Haynes team up to take on the Dark Vampire in this action-packed ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, Bride of Dracula in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, A Conversation with Death. A man who rules the world and the Angel of Darkness take on a horde of demons in this inaugural John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, A Conversation with Death for 99 cents on Kindle or in paperback today.